a new opportunity to do so much more before it's completely over. My name is Mavis Atodumi. Welcome to today's very special edition of the show. I don't know why it's special, but there are too many headlines for you to exploit this morning. So, where would you start? Where would we start? I'd like to inform you that the governor, that is Peter Mbah of Enugu State, was very gracious enough to host an X Space last night, hosted by Cheesy Charles of Signature. And I can tell you that it was an experience for so many people who wished to get across to the governor. All right, that SpaceX, the recordings are still there, so you can go and, of course, find out for yourself. Okay, the links are almost everywhere. It was widely advertised. I even tried to call some listeners' attention to it yesterday. So I hope that you tuned in and that the governor was able to answer some of your questions, because even I myself has asked for such visibility. I like that we have started making such moves. All right, that is kudos to our governor, Peter Mbah. All right, but that is just one of the good things that has happened between Friday and now, because the police are in focus this morning, considering Kemi Badenoch and her remarks as regards the Nigerian police and their conduct. In case you don't know, Kemi Badenoch is the Conservative Party leader of the British, all right, of Britain, you know, but she has made some anti-Nigerian comments, which a lot of people have attacked her for, putting the country in a bad light, demarketing the country. But I don't know why we do that. Why do we attack people for complaining or talking about the issues that we have as a nation, especially when we're not interested in solving those problems? Because it's been a round of banter between the vice president, that is Kashim Shettima, and Kemi Badenoch. It's been a back and forth. And now it's become like a national battle, with Nigerians divided about how they feel about Kemi's statement. I remember some weeks ago, Davido made some statements on a podcast, and we nearly shred him apart for saying that we were not investable. Well, have you seen how businesses are thriving here? We don't have electricity. Our taxes, nothing to write home about. Our transport is a mess. We have no roads. We have no sustainability. We have no business assurance. So, what is there? So, why attack these people instead of fix the problem? Kemi Badenoch mentioned that Nigerian police extort the people that they are meant to protect. And then she went ahead to recount an experience that her brother had gone through in the hands of the police, where they had taken everything from the young man. And listen, this is not the problem. The problem is what these kind of stories bring up. And I know how you must hate this very much, but it's reality. You cannot take rewards of things you didn't plant. You can't reap things you didn't sow. That's the problem, because she tells this story, and Nigerians who have received this story have begun to go on a rampage of recount and reveal of their experiences with the Nigerian police, which goes ahead to corroborate the remarks made by the Conservative Party leader. Now, that's the problem. They say you cannot cover the truth, even if you do for so long. So you're getting angry with the people who are saying this is true, and you fixing the Nigerian police system are two different things that will yield two different results. You cannot cover the truth, no matter what you do. You should have learned that by now, especially those of you who have been in power for a while now. You must know that there is an expiry date for most of these things. You must know that. I'm sure that you do know this. And then the IGP has been put in focus, and statesmen, a few of them who are good, are asking Egbetokun to actually look into his agency, such an important part of our governance as a nation. He must look into it because under his watch, right under his watch, we have seen a deterioration from what it used to be. And that, my brothers and sisters, are how we will begin the reviews this morning. Let me take you straight to the newspapers. All right, let's grab the headlines right from the sources, and then we will open up the phone lines so that you can share your views, thoughts, and analysis with me this morning. All right, we are also live on YouTube, so you can connect right now. It's High Voltage News. Please like, subscribe, and share. You'll be doing us a very huge one. All right, we're trying to get this page to blow up. People need to know what's going on. All right, so let's go straight to the Daily Post this morning. Okay, gale of defection. Labour Party suffers huge setback ahead of 2027. I'm hoping that they are not hoping to compete on a very large scale. We have seen a lot of unimpressionable behaviors coming from the Labour Party, not with the different factions and factors. It's not looking good. It doesn't look like you're positioning yourselves as a proper opposition, which I feel bad for few of the states who might have uh, people who are important from your party. Abia State comes to mind. What is going to happen to Alex Soti? Does he have to choose another party? Because apparently, the present day Labour Party, I doubt, can carry such a man. So, what is Alex Oti to do with this? Because apparently, other elected members from Labour Party have decamped to APC mostly. So I don't know what the plan or the future for Labour Party is. But if you are listening, we would like to know what the plan for Labour Party is in the future. Moving forward, Jonathan's unresolved rift with Amechi is still hunting PDP, says Farah Dogogo. All right, is that true? Is that true? Is it really true? Is that enough? Everybody seems to be running around what the real issue is. Jonathan and Amechi's rift. Really? Seriously? Is that really what's wrong with the PDP? Are we going to be honest about these things, or we're just going to say stuff? Anyways, alleged defamation. Faro Timi told me he never sent Peter Obi to beg Afe Babalola. And I must say that I saw this tweet myself where Faro Timi acts, kind of like did a disclaimer and says, I didn't ask anybody to go beg on my behalf. If anybody went to beg on my behalf, they did so out of their own free will. And it sounds really right, like what Dele would say. But those are not my words. Those are Dele Farotimi's words. Moving forward, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger is to permanently exit ECOWAS in 2025. And do not forget that Nigeria just paid 19 years of backlog in levies with the ECOWAS. So we are still standing, but apparently Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger are to exit the ECOWAS 2025. I don't know, but I think these other African countries, they probably know something that we don't know. These African countries are slowly but surely removing themselves from certain associations and certain unions that over the years have not proven to be necessarily on the side of Africa. I don't know if you understand what I mean, but these African countries are slowly associating themselves from some of these unions and cutting ties with some of these affiliations with international bodies in the name of unions. And we are currently embracing them. French military base to be reinforced in Nigeria. I don't know what the plan is, what the arrangements are, but it sounds a little spooky, considering that we haven't seen anything that's been in our interest in not so long a while now. Every move we are skeptical. We don't get what's going on. not with our present hungry state. It's enough to be worried about what all of these moves are about. If only we are seeing them turn around in our favor, they would make sense. But it's scary, it's frightening. We don't know what all these investments are really about. Because Dangote is now exporting to 3 other African countries. Still, we are buying above 1,000 naira. So it all doesn't make sense. If you can make sense of them, please do let me know. My phone lines are officially open now. It's 20 minutes past 9 a.m. this morning. So please call 0706 048 5853. You can call 0915 5708347. Comment on our YouTube page. Please like, subscribe, and share. All right, we need to get people aware of what's going on, get people updated with current stories. These things help you to plan yourself, keeps you aware so that you are more conscious in your decision making. You need to know what's going on. Information, they say, is power. Ignorance is more dangerous. The people must know what it is that's happening around them so that we are not caught off guard. We have settled off subsidies. Our government have gone on a borrowing spree. They've borrowed more than two administrations of governance put together. This would be the 11th time that this government is going to borrow a loan in the past 18 months that it's been on seat. And you're telling us about these arrangements with Saudi Arabia, with France, and all of these people. It's worrisome. We don't know what these arrangements are. These arrangements with China, with these people, what are in these contracts? What do they contain? Have they signed our lives away? The way they are very nonchalantly borrowing these monies, despite all they tell us in the news. We made $20 billion from not paying subsidies. We've saved $20 billion, and now we're borrowing $500 million from World Bank. We're borrowing $2.2 billion from whoever. We're borrowing monies left, right, and center. What is happening to the monies that the EFCC is recovering? You gave Yahaya Bello bail. You gave him bail. And why that particular headline is tickling and not in the good way is because if you had seen the media, they're now talking photos and videos that were coming out from court in Abuja. Because, of course, during the proceedings, you should have seen. Look like it was something serious. It looked like they were having a party in court. It looked like a ball. It looked like they were celebrating with lawyers grinning way up their chin. Let me take you to our investigative stories. There are some things that you need to know. First of all, this one says from Nigerian stories. It says, until we separate looters from hard-working Nigerians, the next generations of youth will think that looting is a career. This is coming from a press from the West. That is the Oni of Lagos, and a few other statesmen went to pay him a visit over the weekend. I guess that particular headline is coming out from that meeting. Let me also tell you from the Vanguard News this morning that Nigeria has paid $85.54 billion to ECOWAS as levy for a backlog of 19 years. 19 years. That is $85.54 billion ECOWAS levy, backlog of 19 years. Moving on, the police in Nigeria rob those that should gain their protection, coming from Kemi Badenoch, leader of the UK Conservative Party. She has accused the Nigerian police of robbing citizens instead of protecting them, says the report. And then, of course, he goes ahead to say that Kemi has been trolling Nigeria prior to becoming the leader of the UK opposition Conservative Party, which of course she made the comment during an interview with a UK journalist. It's very extended. This interview, you can find out all of the things that Kemi had dropped during her interview with the journalists. Uh, I don't know what you think about this, but the phone lines are open. And of course, you can drop your comments with us on any of the numbers that we've given you this morning. Also on our YouTube page, please drop your comments, your contributions, and your analysis there. Remember to keep your comments clean, simple, and civil so we don't break any rules while we're trying to do what is good. Coming from Enugu State, the area is expected to have water. This is coming from the Enugu State Water Corporation. The people who are expected to have water today in town, that's the areas who are expected to have water today, includes Ogui, Ababa, Thinkers Corner, Transekulu, Uwani, Coal Camp, New Haven, GRA, and some parts of Achara layout. So be on the lookout. Let us know if your water supply status. Okay, let us know of your water supply status if you live in any of these areas. Some of us must learn to type properly. Anyways, that's it. If you know you live in these areas, the Nigerian Water Corporation, if you follow them on any social space, they've put this around almost 20 hours ago, asking Enugu residents to watch out in their environments to get water and also to give them a feedback as to how the water situation is in their environment. I'll take the areas once again. If you hear your residential area, then you're most likely to have water today coming from the Enugu State Water Corporation. So areas expected to have water today includes Ogui, Ababa, Thinkers Corner, Transekulu, Uwani, Camp, New Haven, GRA, and some parts of Achara layout coming from the Enugu State Water Corporation this morning. Now, still on the Nigerian police and their situation with violation of human rights, which Kemi Badenoch brought into focus with her interview with the UK journalist, which has gone viral. And of course, having a lot of security agencies react to it, especially individuals from the police force having to react to that story. Nigerians recounting their experience with the Nigerian police as well, which is not also looking good for the Nigerian police at this point. So I thought that instead of doing a banter back and forth, the police could necessarily tell us what their challenges are, and we could find a way to fix them. It turns out that everybody seems to be doing okay, and that's the problem. The Nigerian police are not admitting to have any problems. They are saying that everything is okay, that the judiciary is not as corrupt as we are projecting in recent times. But except you do not want us to speak the truth anymore, except you are completely sending us on a shutdown, we are reporting what we're seeing. We're not making these things up. This is the reality of the people. Except you're saying we don't want to hear anything that has to do with the truth anymore. This is the situation. So it's either we fix it or we shut everybody down. That's it. Shut everybody down. Nobody says anything. The media policing is unbelievable. So if instead of getting to work, instead of fixing the problems, if we're going to attack anybody who says anything, governors arresting people who are criticizing or maybe having something to say about the way things are being done. If it's not a democracy anymore, you can actually tell the people, I mean, at this point, what are we going to do? If there is an announcement that we're no longer a democratic state, what are Nigerians going to do? So we can clear it out. But if we're still acting on the premise of the democracy and the obedience to rule of law, then you must know that you are endangering your agencies with your behaviors. Illegal IGP Ebetokun will destroy Nigerian police with egregious human rights violation if we don't act now. Shawore is warning the elites. Okay, so you can't have headlines like this. and be bothered about who's saying it and why they are saying it. What you should be bothered about is how we can fix this. I'm pleading with the Nigerian police. You must understand that we actually do depend on you for our security. Actually, despite whatever corruption that's happening, whatever that it might seem, I can understand that your privileges are also being abused. Yes, we've seen you doing jobs that are not yours to do, becoming bodyguards and service people to certain elite. We've seen this. We've seen where you have been taking off what you're supposed to do and put in other fields. We've seen those situations. But they cannot continue because you're seeing it roll down. We're completely losing grip. We're losing touch. The system is losing all respect. Nigerians are wondering how we got here. So I believe that you people must understand our situation here and see how you can help us. And see how you can help us because we need each other. Nigeria needs its police. We remember when Bayo Onanuga said we should buy it for almost 2,200. He said we would be buying it for 5,000 if not for his intervention. You must understand that even the undertone of ridicule and mockery at which some of these behaviors are exhibited, put them aside. Let's talk about real logic and think about it. If it was a question of exploitation, if you finish exploiting us, what's in it for you? No, I'm curious. What's in it for you if you sap us dry and then you go back to your mansions high and mighty and then tell us what we should have done? Now the former presidents are looking for whitewashing. I'm talking about Muhammadu Buhari. Everybody's aide is out there trying to whitewash them, have them look good. Jonathan is suddenly even good enough to get nominated to be most likely to vie for presidency through the PDP. I don't know. I read that headline to you on Friday where PDP is saying that Jonathan is competent and good enough to do a rerun. And I was wondering if they were okay. It's impossible. You cannot clean these people up. We took a gradual process to get here. The president took the baton from someone. And you must understand that this inflation had begun even before this administration. You must understand that the former administration of President Muhammadu Buhari printed so much money in his administration outside of what was agreed, what was allowed. They printed so much money in excess and overfloated the naira and caused a massive inflation that was unbelievable. So these were gradual processes that have brought us here. Now the president is saying that he doesn't care for 2027 and he just wants to work and get Nigeria to work. Which part is working? The national grid has fallen more times than ever. You are borrowing monies. You are borrowing more monies. You are borrowing more monies. So now we've paid backlog of ECOWAS debt, 19 years, $82 billion that would have been invested in our industry. Good morning.
Morning.
Greetings.
Barrister Moka calling from
You're welcome, Barrister.
Yes, it's very unfortunate that you have enumerated a lot of issues here, and don't know I don't know where to start, but we'll have to start somewhere. It's just that when they do one thing, they say another thing, and it's reflecting the rights of people. Okay, look at the pressure. By January 9, to be on parents to pay school fees.
That is true. That
Where
is
are they
true.
going to raise the money? The money is not there. Even when you want to get a little cash from PS, it's difficult to get.
You
Is
pay
that as small as
double.
that one? As small as that one? Can they solve that one, or would
Nope.
they say that it hasn't come to their knowledge?
Nope.
And this is what Nigerians are going through.
The central bank has gone on a blaming game. They blame the bankers blame the CBN.
That is
It's
their style
just,
now.
it's
Before
just,
it was PDP, it was the Jonathan, it was this. For after 8 years of Buhari, they continue to blame. That is their style. Can't they discipline the bank that is doing it?
I don't know. I don't have no
Why won't
idea.
they discipline them if it is not a conspiracy against Nigerian people? Why won't the rules are there, the laws are there. That is why they are central bank. They regulate other retail banks. Why would they allow them to do that? You see, there are a lot of normal charges they are taking from Nigerians when you do transactions.
We see, and
If
they've
once the
kept
services,
quiet.
they will not give you the services. They make you pay. Look at what people are paying. They said from band A and band B and like this. Go and check what they're doing, whether that light is there. Go and check. These are physical things Nigerians are facing on daily basis. And it's growing, it's not getting better. They continue to promise, and no, you're not seeing any steps taken to address those things. I mean, the leaders should know that they didn't just get there. They didn't just get there. You see, the three countries in the ECOWAS region have, by
They've
January,
removed themselves. Yes, that's right.
Why are they exiting?
That's a good
Because
question.
the policy of France against them has strangulated their economy for decades.
Why is our government embracing it?
Yes, because our government are they are the surrogates of West. They are there taking our money to them. They provided a better condition for them to take our money. That is what those people are agitating for. And that's why the people embraced the military when they came in. Before, we used to say here that the worst civilian administration is better than military administration, but history in Nigeria can prove you wrong, can prove that adage wrong.
It turns out.
The military government have better economic programs for Nigerians than the civilian government. You can take the statistics.
There is proof.
Check it from the time of doing the Abacha. What is the dollar at the time the Abacha was there?
There is actual
proof.
What is
the level of security and all that? Check it now. Nigeria is a place where you hear 50% killed, and it appears nothing happened. The governor of that state will live normal life. The CSO of that place will live normal. The chief of staff, army chief of staff, arrested. They will live. But if it is one person killed in the Western world, you see how all their security agents will ride around and find out the culprits. But today, bandits will take a entire community to bush and nothing happens. They will ask them to pay tithe. They will pay it. What kind of... How will it get better?
Barrister, thank you for calling. I wish you had called earlier. I have to let you go because the show has to come to an end. God bless you. Thank you for calling. Do have a great day ahead of you. It's unbelievable. You talk about these things. You could just keep going because it seems it has no end. Where do we start and where do we end? Can we be responsible? Can we do our jobs? Can we do that in our different areas of responsibility? Can we deliver? I am begging each and every one of us today to leave ethnic criticisms aside, leave tribalism, leave any of these all-important problems, and let's look inwards and see if we can actually do what we can within ourselves to make better this place. Please, everyone, can we try our best in our little corners to be better? Mr. Okechukwu, I hope that you call me tomorrow so that we can talk. I wish you'd called earlier, but I would love to hear what you think about all of this. I was able to gather all of these headlines from last Friday, all right, up until now. That's why they seem a little many, but we will bring analysts to help dissect them so that it will make a lot more sense. But I'll see you again tomorrow. Try to be good while you're out there today. Good morning.